coming along. I am Jen Yejin Jung, and I'll be talking about the project that I lead at L2 Track, which is all about leveraging big data to understand second language learning. A common issue in the field of second language research is in data collection, particularly accessing the authentic language that learners produce in real-life communication. When your research participants are younger learners, it becomes a real issue for ethical and practical and logistical reasons. One way to overcome this issue is to establish a database consisting of learners' language and make it openly available for other researchers to use. The database is called a corpus, which refers to a large-scale collection of text processed in a machine-readable format. The benefit of using a corpus is that you can find patterns that occur in real-life language use, as well as a relationship between words that you will never be able to find with your bare eyes or from a small-scale data set. An example of language-related questions that you can answer using a corpus of American English, for example, is what is the distinctive way of speech that occur repetitively in the southwest areas of the US, but not in the east coast of US. Using a corpus of academic writing, you can examine how writing styles or conventions are different linguistically across different research disciplines, such as atmospheric science, psychology, and linguistics. So the idea of corpus linguistics is to use a large-scale database and analyze the regularities and irregularities that occur in our actual language use, and then contribute to a better understanding of languages in various communicative contexts. In my research project, I draw on this idea of corpus linguistics. In other words, leveraging a corpus of learner language, analyze developmental patterns in learner language use, and ultimately advance our theoretical and practical understanding of second language development and acquisition. At L2 Track, we construct two language learner corpora, which is the written corpus of Utah dual language immersion, CUDLI, and the spoken multilingual corpus of second language speech, MUSL. The uniqueness of these two corpora is that it captures the real-life language of bilingual children who are educated in the Utah's K-12 educational system. Dual language immersion is a type of bilingual education teaching two languages simultaneously at a school, and it is implemented across the nation. In the corpora, we focus on 5 different groups of bilingual children, learning Portuguese, German, Spanish, French, and Chinese, in addition to English, which represent all socially less dominant languages in the US context. Drawing on the corpora data, we examine whether the learners of each language progress linguistically as they proceed with education. We also examine if they do not progress linguistically, at what point of education they struggle or plateau. A practical contribution of the research project is that it provides data-driven evidence that can inform the real-life practice of teaching and assessing language skills. For example, language teachers at a school can adjust their teaching approach or materials in research-informed manners. The other impact of the research project is that it creates opportunities for the university to engage with organizations such as elementary secondary schools and Utah State Board of Education and contribute to local educational communities. Lastly, the research impact also expands into international community of researchers by improving the availability and accessibility of the research data used in second language research, enabling researchers from all around the world to use and access the data for their own research.